One of the really great things about the slasher subgenre is that you can pretty much do anything with it. You can set it anywhere, during any time of the year, be it during some holiday or just a regular old weekend. As long as you have the few key ingredients necessary, it'll work. The proof is in the 80s. Look to Friday the 13th or Halloween. They utilize time-tested formulas that really don't seem to have an expiration date. On paper, making a slasher is pretty simple. You pick your location, you give your killer a fucked up backstory of some sort, you introduce a cast of generally young 20-somethings, and a crazy Ralph. A crazy Ralph is your typical Prophet of Doom character. They're one of, if not the only older character in the film, usually manifesting themselves in the form of a doctor, an old cop, a priest, or just a flat-out crazy old person like Crazy Ralph.
It's got a death curse!
Then you get your location. A slasher can take place anywhere, really. A quiet suburb, the woods, a city, an amusement park, or even a gym. I mean, think about it. A lot of stuff at a health club or gym could fuck your shit up. Heavy weights, weight machines, hot sauna rocks, a tanning bed, plenty of stuff that an imaginative slasher killer could use to his or her advantage. And you have the excuse to make your characters scantily clad almost all the fucking time, because it's a gym. And not only that, a gym in the 80s. So not only do the women look revealing, but so do the men. Remember, kids, this is from a time when midriffs and booty shorts were cool and sexy on guys and chicks alike. This is David A. Pryor's Killer Workout. Some fine-ass titty nipple bitch is about to give herself a tan because she's ready to go become some top cover model somewhere important. But as fate would have it, she gets roasted to shit by her own tanning bed. Smash cut several years or maybe even just a day later, and we're at the gym, an 80s gym, during an aerobics class, during a montage. This chick has a zipper on her workout gear in the cleavage area.
I just want to know one thing.
What?
What's the zipper for, baby?
That's a solid question. One that could be answered with a healthy dose of slut-shaming. What? She literally drops a bag full of condoms, like it's filled to the brim with them. I mean, I'm not judging anybody's lifestyle choices here or anything. I'm just calling it like I see it. Look, I'll be real with you. On the surface, there's really not a lot to this movie. A big chunk of it is workout montages, and most of the kills lack imagination. But it does have one thing going for it, and that's David A. Pryor's cast of reoccurring actors like David Campbell, Fritz Matthews, and Deadly Prey. Yes, Deadly Prey. That's his name. He was in Deadly Prey, and he is Deadly Prey in Deadly Prey. Remember all those years back when I did a video on Deadly Prey? No, you don't, because it was a terrible fucking video? Well, I don't blame you. But you should remember the name listed if you do at all from that movie. David A. Pryor has put out a lot of stuff, but it seems like Deadly Prey is his cult hit. In Killer Workout, David Campbell goes from playing the rapey Colonel Hogan to the burnout cop Lieutenant Morgan, who's hot on the trail of the sudden murders happening at Rhonda's gym. Prophet of Doom, check. 2 years prior, a woman was roasted in a tanning bed at the same gym. Fucked up backstory, check. Deadly Prey shows up in booty shorts. Checkmate. Fritz Matthews, who played the guy who gets beaten to death with his own his own arm in Deadly Prey, plays who I can only really describe as creepy meathead. He's got an obsession with Rhonda, and since the movie is done in a whodunit fashion, it constantly hints at him being the killer. Is he? I can't tell you that, at least not this early into the video, but he does hit the bench like a beast. You know how horror movies have these supposed rules, like if you're black, you die first, if you hoe around, you get killed, if you're a virgin, you live, and other such bullshit trivia from Scream? Well, Killer Workout has added a rule. If you're fresh from a workout, you kick the most ass. Note this scene where Deadly Prey fights Creepy Meathead in this here parking lot. Deadly Prey is rocking a deadly serious pump from taking the trash out, so he wins the fuck out of this brawl. But then later on, Creepy Meathead gets the jump on him by getting in an impressive bench session before their rematch. Lift or lose. Remember those fucking words.
You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. And nothing's gonna ever keep you down. You're the best around. Nothing's gonna ever keep you down.
Deadly Prey is also meant to be a might be the killer character. What the fuck? He shows up at the gym and starts going through Rhonda's files, but it's revealed that he's a new hire. So there's 2 suspected killers, and it's a race against the clock for Lieutenant Morgan to find out who it is before the next murder occurs, unless he's the killer himself. What a wild turn that would be. Find out who it is by checking the movie out for yourself. I'm the Cine-Masochist, and I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to smash that like button. Be sure to leave me a positive comment in the comment section below to validate me personally. Tune in next time for more. Oh, fuck it. I can't do it. It's Rhonda. It's Rhonda, the gym owner. She was the woman in the tanning booth at the beginning. She survived, but she changed her name and started wearing a wig and extra clothes to hide her scars because she's like a former model that can't bear for anyone to know that she's ugly. Damn it. Just can't help myself. Spoiling movies is as satisfying to me as coming is. As
having sex with a woman and coming.
So can you imagine how much
I'm in heaven.
I'm getting the feeling of coming on this show in front of the camera. I'm getting the feeling of coming on Facebook when I'm spoiling your favorite TV shows. I'm getting the feeling of coming when I come into work after I've seen a movie over the weekend that nobody else has seen yet, and I spoil the ending just blatantly in the break room. So
I'm coming day and night. I mean, it's terrific, right?
You know what? I'm giving myself props for that shit. I mean, I could have used any throwaway joke or reference from Pumping Iron because, the movie's got weightlifting in it, right? But no, I built that shit up. I worked you like a puppet, and when you least expected it, boom, motherfucker! So that was Killer Workout. Kind of. I'm not sure if I really even talked about the movie itself all that much, but I hope I've piqued your interest to see it. Honestly, I've been wanting to cover this or another David A. Pryor movie for the last little while now, because he passed away somewhat recently and I wanted to honor his memory. Besides Deadly Prey and Killer Workout, he really has put out a lot of fucking movies, many of which I do recommend checking out, namely The Final Sanction, which is a really fun Russia versus America what-if movie where the country's 2 top soldiers, one of which is played by Robert Maniac Cop friggin' Zadar, and the other by Deadly Prey. They go head-to-head on a battlefield just to determine the winner of the war. I also recommend Future Force and Future Zone, not necessarily because they're good movies or anything, but because David Carradine pulls a Jan Michael Vincent and is pretty much off his face the whole time. It's pretty fantastic. The movie I was originally going to review to celebrate the memory of David A. Pryor and his wacky-ass movies was Deadliest Prey, which, you fucking guessed it, is a sequel to Deadly Prey that was released in 2013. But then I watched it and realized that there honestly wasn't a whole lot to say. I mean, it's almost entirely beat for beat like the original Deadly Prey, but missing a lot of the key components that made Deadly Prey the cult classic that it is. Ted Pryor is back, and honestly, the dude looks pretty fucking good for his age, but gone is the flowing mullet and the Daisy Dukes. Gone are the over-the-top moments, like body curling a motherfucker into a tree. Real explosions, stunts, and fake blood have been replaced with lazy CG, and the action is unfortunately pretty boring. There's a lot more scolding than I intended it to be. Look, what I'm trying to say here is there just wasn't that much to say. I mean, as if there was for Killer Workout, but there was still significantly more to talk about than Deadliest Prey. I mean, all I can really say about that one is, if you enjoyed the original, you might get a kick out of Deadliest Prey, but other than that, there's no real point. The one thing Killer Workout was seemingly missing to make it as memorable as Deadly Prey was Cameron Mitchell. I covered this like 2,000 years ago in my horrifically shitty review of Deadly Prey. Remember that amazing scene where Cameron Mitchell drunkenly stumbles through a heartfelt tough cop monologue?
27 years in the filth and the dirt of the street, and there ain't no music down there. You watch the people in the streets killing, raping each other, pumping dope through their veins, while big men like you sit in the fancy penthouses.
There's a scene just like this in Killer Workout, and it's just as over the top and hammy, but not quite as alcohol-fueled as the "there ain't no music down there" Cameron Mitchell scene from Deadly Prey.
My father was a good man, a very good man. He spent his life upholding the law and teaching me to do the same thing. The difference between right and wrong is a very thin line, he used to say to me. Then one time, about 25 years ago, he crossed over that line. There was about 10 killings in 2 weeks. The Midnight Strangler, they called him. My father knew who it was, and he caught him. But the courts let him go on a technicality. And the killing started all over again. Then a few weeks later, the man disappeared. My father never talked about it, but I knew what he did.
And there you have it, a slasher movie with a gym setting, created by the guy who gave us Deadly Prey, starring-ish Deadly Prey himself. What more do you want? Well, how about knowledge that there are more gym slashers out there, like Death Spa, except Death Spa is more supernatural-based than hack and slash. But why hear me talk about it? In fact, Cecil covered it on his show a few years back. So if you still feel the need to go watch video reviews of horror movies with gym settings, go feel free to check it out. I'll probably link it in the description. If you wish to support me monetarily, the email for my PayPal is in the description below. Also, I have merch now. Want a Cine-Masochist t-shirt? How about a hat? 1201beyond.com is the place for you. And while you're there, be sure to catch me on Radiodrome with Josh Hadley and Cecil from Good Bad Flicks. You can also support Perturbator, the groovy motherfucker that created my theme song, and other talented bastards on bloodmusic.com. All can be found in the description below. What are you waiting for? You have everything to lose, and I have everything to gain.
Russia!